Greetings, comrades. We hope you are okay. We are here to respond to your questions. We do this once or twice a week to afford you the opportunity to write your questions in the comment section and assist you with answers where possible. I am Ngabuto Nicholas Mapena. I'm the chairman of the Zimbabwe community in South Africa. Others were asking me, Mapena, what's your position? I'm the chairman and also executive director of the African Diaspora Forum. So please send your questions in the comment section. We will answer your questions now. If we do not have answers, we will go back and do research and come back to you. Let's start with the press conference by the Zimbabwean ambassador yesterday on the 2nd of February 2023 in Pretoria, where the ambassador, His Excellency David Hamaziripi, announced that the embassy of Zimbabwe or the government of Zimbabwe is to assist ZEP holders who might want to return back to Zimbabwe. What they said is that those that have challenges in terms of returning back to Zimbabwe and they will seek Zimbabwe's government intervention are free to do so. They've posted the form on a variety of platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms for people to complete those forms. Were told, according to the ambassador, who briefed us after the press conference, we went to see him to understand what they are doing so that we are also able to assist where possible to spread their message. He says there is a form that is available for people to complete. The process will run up to the 3rd of March so that they call it a mapping exercise for them to understand the type of assistance that people might require, because people have different challenges. Some might have challenges in terms of ensuring that they take their vehicles to Zimbabwe. The questions that we have been receiving from people was what is the status of a person who has maybe 2 vehicles. I met one person. He's a business person. He says he has about 17 vehicles. He does business with those vehicles, but he cannot manage to move to other visas. So the question that he was asking us was, what will he do with these 17 vehicles? So you need to complete the form so that the embassy and the consulate will be able to assist. Some might be having household furniture or electrical appliances. Maybe in the normal circumstances, when you are returning resident, you are asked not to pay for one television set, that is pay duty, but you might be having 4, because maybe you were living in a 4-room house and each room had a TV set, and you want to take that back to Zimbabwe. So they need that information to be in the form so that they are able to assist yourself when you want to return. They are saying that from then in the 3rd of March, they will then be visiting each of the provinces in South Africa to interact with those that are saying they need assistance. And the ambassador stressed that this is a voluntary exercise. They are not forcing anyone to seek their assistance. If we are able to say, if you are not able to move to other visas and you do not need the assistance of the Zimbabwean government in going back to Zimbabwe, you are welcome not to participate in the mapping exercise that was announced yesterday. We also have been receiving questions from comrades who are planning to go to the United Kingdom, but they do not want to sell their motor vehicles in South Africa. They want to leave their motor vehicles in Zimbabwe, then proceed to the UK. In one of the videos, we did say that in our understanding, you need to, if you are to receive duty free, you need to stay in Zimbabwe for 2 years so that Zimra does not charge you duty because you are a returning resident, you are going to stay in Zimbabwe. But because these are probably different circumstances or special circumstances for that matter, you have your motor vehicle that you do not want to put up for sale in South Africa, but you want to leave it in Zimbabwe. You are one of the people that needs then to be assisted by the embassy. You need to complete the form that is online so that they are able to assist you so that when you leave your vehicle and leave for the UK, Zimra will not come after you and confiscate the vehicle. So these are some of the things that you need to inquire from the embassy by completing the form that is online. You don't have to send it to us. You complete the form. The embassy and the consulate will have access to that because they are the ones that are helping. And they did say that they do not have agencies that will be collecting data. They will be collecting data themselves. Ours is to assist where possible to spread the information. Thanks, comrades, for those that have joined. Comrade MP Rama says, Mr. Mapena, it may be helpful to connect those who are living with possible buyers of their properties, e.g. cars, houses, businesses. We did indeed advise that those that want to put their houses for sale, they should do so. But again, a foreigner is allowed to own property in South Africa. You don't have to live in South Africa for you to own property. Some might want to rent out their properties and use them as a holiday homes. When they come maybe once a year for a week, they will have a place to stay while during the year it generates income for them. It's also possible to do that. You can contact some property agencies, they will be able to assist you, unless if there's a way that you want to assist Comrade MP Ram, you can indicate. You have my WhatsApp number. You can indicate so that we can communicate with those that own properties like houses who are also running businesses. I'm not sure how one will run a business in South Africa while they are in Zimbabwe, but please give us information if you have. So if you want to return, if you are returning to Zimbabwe, please contact the embassy through the online facility which they've indicated, and they are saying you should complete the form. And then Comrade Ndabezinhle Ndlovu says, Baba Mabhena, livuka njani? Lingasikhohlwa phela lathi esingelama skins lokhu sisemnyameni. This is exactly what the ambassador was saying yesterday, that because the majority of ZEP holders do not qualify, and if the South African cabinet were not to change its decision, if they were to stick to their decision, that is to say, and insist that only those who qualify in terms of the Immigration Act of South Africa should apply, those who do not qualify should go back to their country of origin. You need then to be assisted, Comrade Ndabezinhle Ndlovu, by the embassy for you to go back to Zimbabwe. The ambassador also said that, of course, there are those that would want to remain undocumented in South Africa, or that those that will want to remain even though they've not been able to move to other visas. He encouraged people to respect the laws of South Africa, because you know that if you reside in South Africa undocumented, you run the risk of being arrested So this is what the ambassador was saying, and that people should, as the embassy, they call on people to respect the cabinet decision as announced on the 25th of November 2021, because South Africa is a sovereign state, and as government of Zimbabwe, they will not challenge the South African government decision not to extend ZEP. Comrade Philani Ngenkosi Ndlovu says, Comrade Mabena, there's no need to connect people with this. Matsiripi, why are they concerned about people on ZEP? Whilst there are millions of undocumented Zimbabweans who are here in South Africa. The issue, Comrade Philani Ngenkosi Ndlovu, is that we are receiving questions from some holders of ZEP. Like I said, that I met a guy who said he has 17 vehicles, he run businesses, and he didn't know what to do with these vehicles. Some people are saying they've got more than one vehicle. They are not sure what to do. And there's also this issue of saying you should have been an owner of a motor vehicle for more than 6 months. Some are using their investments to buy brand new vehicles. Say if a vehicle is 1 month old, will Zimra not charge one duty? So we cannot, therefore, Comrade Philani Ngenkosi Ndlovu, turn away those people and say, no, don't ask us, we'll not even talk to Zimbabwean government because they are not helpful. It cannot be correct. If you are in such a situation, say you are buying a combi, like a person that I was speaking to yesterday, you were saying he has just bought a combi. He wants to use it as a umchova or as a tax in Zimbabwe. What is the process in terms of taking it across? So we can't turn back that individual on the basis of what you are raising. So ours is to try our level best to assist those that want to return. Like I have said, that you also have those that want to relocate to overseas, but they do not want to put their vehicles on sale. And such individuals want to be assisted because they want to leave their vehicles in Zimbabwe. Some are buying tractors because they want to go and do farming in Zimbabwe. So they need information. And this form that is being put out by the Zimbabwean Embassy is to assist such individuals so that come 30th of June 2023, they do not cry and say they left their assets in South Africa. Comrade Vulenda Lavito says, migrating to all persons cannot bring about solution but temporary relief for family members left in Zimbabwe. Comrade Vulenda, migration is a global phenomenon. I know of a number of South African teachers who are now living for the UK. I know some school in Midrand. I was talking to someone that teaches in one of the schools in Midrand. In the last month, about 3 or 5 South Africans who teach in that school in Midrand have relocated to UK. So migration is a global phenomenon. What is being raised is that when a person migrates to another country, they must respect the laws of those countries. One must get a document or a visa or a permit that will allow them to be in that country, not to stay undocumented, but you can't stop migration. Everyone migrates. Migration is as old as the Bible. You read the Bible, people were migrating even during that time. Comrade MP Ram writes, planning and course Ndlovu, it will be helpful for you to deal with the issues at hand and not want to dictate the laws or priorities of foreign countries. No, thanks for that comment. Comrade Lavito writes, you said I skipped your first comment. Which is your first comment? You are saying regarding elections in Zim, diaspora participation. Remember, we spoke about this in 2018. The High Court in Zimbabwe said the Zimbabwean constitution does not give provisions for a diaspora vote. I'm not sure whether it would be the correct way to say appeal, but it recommended, if maybe to use that term, recommended that the parliament should amend the constitution. It was not a directive as far as I understand, but it was a recommendation from the High Court that the parties that are represented in parliament should amend the constitution and allow for a diaspora vote. For now, what you do is to cross the border, register in Bedbridge to vote, even if you are from Chipinge or Victoria Falls. But on election day, you need to go and vote in your ward. But you cannot vote in South Africa or in any other country other than Zimbabwe. That's the current situation. Comrade MP Ram, you are commenting saying, Lavito, I agree fully with you. No solution in moving from one foreign land to another. One would have thought that after living SA for decades, would have at least learned patriotism. Comrade MP Ram, politics is not separate, or let me put it in our terminology. Political struggle is not different from the economic struggle. So people have families to feed. People, if they think there is greener on the other side of the fence, people will simply find ways of crossing to get to a greener place and feed their families. So, like I said, it's normal. It's normal. Comrade Tandega Mhlongo says, but have they even started issuing the new permits for those that qualify? Some have received the permits. I've been talking to some few people that say they've received their permits. Some have received their waivers. I've seen some comments in some of our social media platforms that some have received, but of course, many have not received their waiver applications. Some have not received their permits applications dating up to May in 2022. Like we said in the last video, that will be trying to follow up with the Department of Home Affairs to understand the process of approving or communicating the outcome of application so that each applicant will know where they stand. Otherwise, comrades, I think we've communicated what we wanted to communicate and we've responded to your questions. Please, if you qualify, do apply to move to another visa. If you need assistance, please visit the Facebook page, Twitter, and other social media platforms of the Zimbabwe Embassy or Zimbabwe Consulate to complete the form online you send to them so that they are then able to assist you. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Let us all wish Kaizer Chiefs to win over this weekend and, of course, Liverpool to win. Otherwise, please circulate this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Otherwise, have a great weekend. Goodbye, comrades.